From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day, this is Dateline Malacañang and here are the news. On the top story, the Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas senatorial ticket would advocate for unity and would never speak ill of their political opponents. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said as he wooed Metro Manila voters to choose his hand-picked candidates. During the culmination of the Alianza's campaign kick-offs at the 12,000-capacity Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City, the president said he and the administration's senatorial candidates would focus on presenting their platforms and track record amid the desperate move of other political parties to ridicule their rivals just to sway other voters. President Marcos said he is confident to face the Filipino electorate and persuade them to vote for the 12th excellent and kind Alianza senatorial bets. The chief executive said a victory of the administration's senatorial slate would benefit the whole country. President Marcos also reiterated that the Alianza candidates would make sure the Philippines would not yield to any foreign power. Let us listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. during the event.
Nakita niyo naman po, narinig niyo po ang programa ng ating mga kandidato. Hindi lamang ang programa, mas mahalaga pa siguro ay ang kanilang nagawa na. At kung titignan niyo po ang record po nila, ang lagi lang kanilang iniisip ang kapayapaan at ang kaunlaran para sa bawat Pilipino, para sa buong Pilipinas. Makikita niyo naman po ang galing ng aming hinaharap. Kaya malakas po ang loob ko para makaharap sa inyo at sabihin na iboto ninyo ang ating mga kandidato. Dahil napakagaling, napakahusay po at bukod pa ron, napakamabuti na tao lahat ng aming kandidato. Kung iisa-isahin po natin, alam naman natin, napakagaling lahat. Narinig nyo na yung kanilang mga achievement doon sa kanilang pinagdaanan ng iba't ibang mga posisyon sa pamahalaan, sa serbisyo publiko. At pag pinagsama-sama natin, lahat po na ito, ng napakagaling, ay nako, talaga naman, nakakagulat at nakakatuwa na makita na meron tayong mga nagsiservisyo sa publiko na ganito ang pagmamahal sa taong bayan. Ganito ang pag-aalala sa taong bayan. Ganito ang pagbibigay ng tulong sa bawat Pilipino. Tignan po natin ang ating grupo dito. Baka hindi po nyo nabibilang. Sabihan ko sa inyo, 8 po sa kanila ay naging senador na. Senator Cayetano, Senator Lacson, Senator Lapid, Senator Marcos, Senator Pacquiao, Senator Revilla, Senator Soto, Senator Tolentino. Lahat po yan, dumaan na sa Senado. Kaya naman po, pagka nailuklok na sila sa kanilang posisyon bilang senador ulit, ay makikita po natin, hindi na po sila kumakapa-kapa sa kanilang trabaho. Alam na po nila kung ano yung gagawin. Alam na po nila ano ang pangangailangan ng tao dahil habang buhay na silang nagseserbisyo sa inyong lahat. 7 naman ang nanggaling sa House of Representatives na naging congressman. Nandito po, naging congressman, Congressman Abalos, Congressman Binay, Congressman Cayetano, Congressman Marcos, Congressman Pacquiao, Congressman Tulfo at Congressman Villar. Hindi na po sila bagito sa ganitong klaseng trabaho, subok na sa mababang kapuluan at sa batasan. At meron din po sa ating mga kasama rito na umupo na sa tinatawag na cabinet rank position. Ibig sabihin, katumbas ng isang sekretary ng ating nakalihim ng isang departamento. Andiyan po ang naging secretary ng DILG, si Secretary Abalos na napakaganda ang naging performance niya. Andyan din po. At naging Secretary Tulfo ng DSWD. At napakita sa atin, kaya po napakaganda po ng reputasyon ngayon sa buong mundo ng Pilipinas dahil tayo po ay matulungin sa ating mga kababayan. Siya po, sa administrasyong ito, siya po ang nagsimula niyan. Kasama din natin po si Senator Ping Lacson. Si Senator Ping Lacson ang namuno ng Yolanda Rehabilitation Commission. At siya po ay ang nagbigay ng tulong at nagdala ng lahat ng pangangailangan ng mga naging biktima, yung mga nasalanta ng bagyong Yolanda. At kasama na rin natin si Senator Tolentino na dumaan din po sa MMDA na makita naman ninyo. At dahil napakahirap po na trabaho yan, kagaya ng nabanggit ni Mayor Benhor, ni Secretary Benhor, sinabi nga niya, ang kanyang tinutulungan pag MMDA ka ay lahat ng mga mayor, lahat ng mga iba't ibang lungsod, lahat ng iba't ibang bayan na nasasama sa Metro Manila. Kaya po, ngunit yung mahirap na trabaho yan ay nagawa niya at maganda ulit ang kanyang performance. Alam nila ang gobyerno, kabisado nila mula sa matataas na posisyon at hindi na sila nagdadada na basta daldal ng daldal, gawa lang sila ng gawa, trabaho lang sila ng trabaho. They will stand in the Senate, not to oppose, but to propose. Ibig sabihin, wala silang hinahangad na panggulo. Wala silang iniisip na pagwatak-watakin ang Pilipinas. Wala silang iniisip kung hindi ang pagkakaisa para sa kabubuti ng ating bansa. Narinig nyo rin po ang tatlo sa aming kandidato na naging gobernador. Andyan po ay yung aking kapatid, naging governor ng lungsod namin sa Ilocos Norte. At nandyan din po ang Governor Lito Lapid ng Pampanga. At ang napakalaking probinsya ay hinawakan din po ni Governor Bong Revilla. Meron din po tayo mga mayor ng mga malalaking lungsod. Andyan din si Mayor Abalos dati ng Mandaluyong kung saan nakatanggap ng karami-rami na pagkakakilala sa magandang pangyayari sa Mandaluyong. Nandyan naman si Mayor Abby Binay na maraming dalampala galing sa Makati. At siya po ay humawak ng Makati, yung pinakamayaman na lungsod sa buong Pilipinas. Alam niyo po, kung akakalain po ninyo na dahil maraming pera, maraming pondo, ang isang lungsod ay madali ang trabaho. Hindi po. Mas nagiging mahirap ang trabaho dahil sa dami ng kailangan gawin at sa dami ng kanilang mga iniisip na inisyatibo pampaganda ulit ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Andyan din po ang si Senator Tolentino na naging mayor naman ng Tagaytay. At huwag natin makakalimutan na alam nyo po, baka hindi nyo po alam, na ang unang Senator Soto ay si Senator Vicente Soto na galing naman sa Cebu. At hindi lamang yun, si Senator Soto rin ay dumaan din sa LGU, dumaan din sa local government. Ay vice mayor naman siya ng Quezon City. Kaya makikita ninyo, napakalawak na ang kanilang karanasan, napakalalim na ang kanilang dedikasyon sa trabaho ng pagseserbisyo sa publiko. Hindi po natin kinakalimutan ang ating mga kababaihan. Dahil apat po sa ating mga kandidato, apat po sa kanila ay babae. Hindi lamang po na pangkaraniwan ng babae. Matagal ko na pong kilala silang lahat. Ang titibay nitong mga ito, akala mo sa tapang nila parang mga sundalo. Kaya maaasahan ninyo na ipagtatanggol nila ang karapatan ng mga kababaihan at maririnig ang boses ng kababaihan sa Senado. Kung sa pambabatas naman, 4 po sa kanila ay abogado. Ang abogado po, nandito si Benhur Abalos, si Abi Binay, si Pia Cayetano, si Tol Tolentino. Puro po magagaling na abogado, sanay na sanay sumulat ng magagandang batas na hindi na kailangan pag-aralan ang mga bagong pangangailangan, ngunit alam na nila dahil nasubukan na nila at nadaanan na nila. At ang problema lamang, pagka ito nasa pagsama-sama mo mga abogado, alam mo na, magkasama po lahat yan. At laging magandang usapan. Hanggat napunta ang usapan na nagtatalo sila kung sino yung pinakamagaling na abogado. Yun lang naman ang problema. At sa panggagaling sa iba't ibang lugar ng Pilipinas, tignan po natin kung saan sila po nanggaling. Unahin po natin si Senator Manny Pacquiao ng Bukidnon, Sarangani at Jensan. At si Erwin Tulfo naman na Dabawenyo ay siya'y lumaki sa Davao Oriental at sa Sulu, kung saan na destino ang kanyang ama na naging bayani ng Pilipinas. Ang nanay naman namin ni Amy ay, alam nyo naman siguro, si Imelda, 100% waray po. At alam natin, baka hindi nyo po nalalaman na ang mga ninuno ni Camille Villar, sila po ay nanggaling sa Iloilo, mga Ilonggo po. Mga kababayan, malinaw po sa kanilang pagtalumpati at sa kanilang mga pinapanalangin para sa ating bansa na kung ano ang direksyon ng alyansa. Ito ay ang kaunlaran. Hindi pag-aaway-away, hindi ang pag-aapi. Ang kailangan po natin ay mag-unlad. Hindi po nananakot at nagsisisigaw. At ang kailangan po natin ay solusyon. Hindi po ang mga maiinit at maanghang na salita na wala namang kinalaman at wala namang kabuluhan. Ang mga kandidato ng alyansa ay kasama natin sa pagtataguyod ng interes ng kapakanan ng bawat Pilipino. Ipaglalaban natin ang ating soberanyo at karapatan sa pamamagitan ng diplomasya at dignidad. Hindi natin isusuko ni isang pulgada ng ating teritoryo at hindi tayo kailangan sumunod sa kahit na sinong mga dayuhan na kahit na pang sabihin nila. Tayo po ay may ganap na karapatan at dapat makinabang sa yaman ng ating sariling bayan. Sa laban kontra naman sa krimen at droga, hindi natin kailangan dumaan sa madugong solusyon. Wala kaming paniniwala na ang solusyon ay kailangan pumatay ng libong-libong Pilipino. May tamang paraan para tiyakin ang kapayapaan at kaayusan. At yun ay sa pamamagitan ng mga maayos na batas, epektibong pagpapatupad ng mga malalakas na suporta sa ating mga pulis at lokal na pamahalaan. Sa ekonomiya naman, at sa trabaho, hindi natin kailangan umasa sa iligal na mga industriya tulad ng Pogo na naging pugad ng krimen at karahasan. Ang solusyon po ay tunay na trabaho, disenteng sweldo at suporta sa maliliit at sa mga nangangailangan.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. presided over a sectoral meeting to discuss updates on the implementation of the Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage or AES Act and addressed concerns regarding the coal moratorium and coal mining at the State Dining Room in Malacañang Palace. The President highlighted the need for a unified approach to stabilizing food prices, acknowledging the meeting as a venue for developing policies that shield consumers from market volatility. The Department of Energy, or DOE, for its part, provided an overview of policies related to coal-fired power plants and the extraction of indigenous coal. President Marcos Jr. emphasized ensuring a sufficient power supply is a priority for safeguarding the socio-economic welfare of the people.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has authorized the grant of real property tax or RPT relief to independent power producers or IPP operating under the Build, Operate, Transfer or BOT contracts with government-owned or controlled operations or GOCCs. Executive Order or EO 83 inked by Marcos on February 13 reduces and condones RPTs and penalties assessed on power generation facilities of IPPs to consolidate the government's fiscal efforts, stabilize energy prices, and avoid further cross-defaults and significant economic losses across all sectors. Under EO 83, the IPP's real property, including any special levies accruing to the Special Education Fund on property, machinery, and equipment used by IPPs for power production under BOT, and similar schemes for calendar year 2024 will be reduced. The reduction is equivalent to tax due if computed based on the assessment level of 15% of the fair market value of the said property, machinery, and equipment depreciated at the rate of 2% per annum, less any amount already paid by the IPPs. All interest and penalties on such deficiency RPT liabilities are also condoned and the concerned IPPs are relieved from the payment. All RPT payments made by the IPPs over and above the reduced amount will be applied to their RPT liabilities for succeeding years. The collection of the subject RPTs for 2024 was assessed by concerned local government units or LGUs at the maximum assessment level of 80% pursuant to Section 218 of Republic Act or RA 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991. The Department of Finance or DOF earlier said LGUs have taken the position that IPPs operating within their territories are not entitled to tax exemptions and privileges enjoyed by GOCCs with respect to RPTs on their property, machinery, and equipment used in the generation and distribution of electric power, and have threatened enforcement action against IPPs, including the levy and sale of affected properties at public auction. The Department of the Interior and Local Government, in accordance with the DOF, is directed to monitor the compliance of all concerned LGUs. The DOF is directed to submit to the President through the Office of the Executive Secretary a progress report on the status of the implementation of EO 83 within 6 months from the effectivity of the order. EO 83, a copy of which was released on Wednesday, takes effect immediately upon publication in the Official Gazette or a newspaper of general circulation.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has signed into law a measure fixing the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG Commandant's term of office. Republic Act or RA 12122, inked by Marcos on February 18, 2025, fixes the PCG Commandant's term to 3 years to ensure the agency's stability. According to the new law, the Commandant shall have a maximum of 3 years, which shall commence on the date the appointment is signed unless sooner terminated by the President. The PCG Commandant shall be compulsory retired upon completion of the maximum term or upon relief by the President. The provisions of the new law apply to the PCG commandant appointed and promoted under RA 9993, also known as the Philippine Coast Guard Law of 2009 and other pertinent laws. The new law would allow the PCG commandant to focus on long-term programs and reforms amid tensions in the West Philippine Sea. RA 12122, which was made public Wednesday, takes effect immediately after its complete publication in the official Gazette or at least one newspaper of general circulation.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, is set to improve its service delivery through a digital monitoring and tracking tool designed to streamline the processing of documents and transactions across its offices. In a news release, DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian said the week-long celebration for the agency's 74th anniversary would be marked by digital innovations with the theme Bawat Pamilyang Pilipino ay mahalaga sa bagong Pilipinas. He added the DSWD seeks to make its services more efficient, quality-driven, and client-centered. Paspas Gobyerno Information System, or Paspas GIS, is one of the innovations launched at the opening of the week-long celebration on Monday. Gatchalian said the project is anchored on Republic Act 11032, or the Ease of Doing Business Act, which mandates zero backlog and expedites processing of all government transactions, whether for internal or external transactions. The Paspas GIS will also include automated tracking and notifications to enforce the 3720 rule, ensuring timely processing, real-time transaction updates to quickly address backlogs and delays, and data-driven analysis to identify bottlenecks and improve operational efficiency. The DSWD also launched the Harmonized Electronic Licensing Permit System, or HELPS, an online system that will help social welfare and development agencies do away from the manual process of applying for registration, licensing, and accreditation. Gatchalian thanked the Protective Services Bureau for easing the application and issuance of clearances for minors traveling abroad, or MTA, through the MTA portal. With the new MTA system, applicants no longer need to submit the required documents physically to any DSWD office nationwide. Applications with complete, verified, and authentic documents will be processed and issued in 1 to 3 days. Gatchalian said the digital innovations are anchored on President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s socio-economic agenda on digitalization of government processes and operations.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, the National Press Club of the Philippines, or NPC, joined the media community in celebrating a significant milestone of no reported media killings in 2024. In a news release, NPC President Leonel Abasola said this is a testament to the collective efforts of the media community in safeguarding and protecting media personnel against those who fear the truth that journalists uphold in the pursuit of their duty. Abasola, however, said much work remains to be done. The report was issued by the Committee to Protect Journalists, or CPJ, stating that no Filipino journalist was killed in 2024. Abasola acknowledged that reaching this milestone was no easy feat, and sustaining it will be even more challenging as threats against media practitioners persist. He also emphasized that several media killings remain unresolved, with the perpetrators and masterminds still at large. The NPC had also emphasized the importance of keeping media practitioners out of political conflicts, warning that unethical practices could make them unintended victims of electoral rivalries. The NPC, one of the oldest and biggest news organizations in the country, has established chapters in the provinces of Albay, Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte, Nueva Ecija, and parts of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao regions.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, has launched a drone-assisted medicine delivery at the village of Niogan, Pililla town in Rizal province, said to be the first ever in Southeast Asia. The launch was made in partnership with MWell and Philippine Flying Labs in January 31st. In a news release, the ICT Secretary Ivan John Oy said the program is part of the Smart Villages and Smart Islands or SVSI framework that seeks to use delivery by drone to address challenges posed by geographic barriers, limited transportation, and logistical issues. Uy said Filipinos living in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas or GIDAs face life-threatening delays in accessing medications and medical services that can be addressed by utilizing such technology. He said the pilot program will help refine and expand digital healthcare services and ensure that GIDAs have access to groundbreaking e-health solutions. The DICT Secretary also highlighted the role of public partnership or public-private partnerships in the program. Meanwhile, Nuagan Chairperson Placido Kitchong said the program will facilitate the delivery of medicines and other medical necessities in far-flung areas of their village. Kitchong said this would help ensure that the elderly, the disabled, and the sick would receive immediate aid.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Commission on Filipinos Overseas or CFO issued a stern warning to migrating Filipinos against fake travel documents and fixers, urging them to process their papers only through official government channels. This came after the Bureau of Immigration or BI barred two Filipino women from leaving the country after one of them was caught with a fake CFO certificate. Both of them have been detained at the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI holding facility pending investigation of their case. In a news release, the CFO said those caught with fake CFO certificates may be charged with violation of Section 22B of Republic Act or RA 11983, the New Philippine Passport Act, which prescribes a penalty of imprisonment of not less than 6 years and 1 day to 15 years, and a fine of not less than 100,000 pesos, not more than 250,000 pesos, for anyone who makes forges, counterfeits, mutilates, or alters any passport or other travel document or any supporting document for a passport application. The CFO also reminded the public that falsifying travel documents is a serious offense. In addition, it said individuals involved in the production or distribution of fake travel documents may also face charges under Republic Act 9208 as amended by Republic Act 10364 or the expanded Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2012. The CFO certificate is a required document for specific categories of Filipinos traveling abroad, including immigrants or permanent residents moving to another country, Filipino spouses or partners of foreign nationals, exchange visitor program or EVP participants, among others. The CFO said applicants must attend a pre-departure seminar or counseling session designed to prepare them for life overseas, ensuring that they are aware of their rights and responsibilities before they are issued the certificate. To curb the use of fake CFO certificates, the agency has enhanced its coordination with the immigration authorities, integrating the CFO's application programming interface or API with the BI's Border Control Information System for a faster verification of travel documents. Additionally, the CFO database is linked to the government's e-travel app, allowing faster processing at immigration checkpoints and improved data sharing among government agencies. The CFO urges Filipino migrants to avoid fixers and unauthorized agents, emphasizing that only the government can issue valid CFO certificates.
Dateline Malacañang.
Solicitor General Menaldo Guevara reiterated that a special law is needed to be passed by Congress to efficiently process the spurious documents issued to Philippine Overseas Gaming Operations or POGO workers, as well as the seizure and deposition of properties of POGO firms. In his last State of the Nation address, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ordered the closure and revocation of all permits granted to POGOs, as these have become scam hubs and centers for corruption and crime. Following the congressional investigations into Pogos, a report was given to the Solicitor General, along with a request for the mass action for the cancellation of certificate of live birth issued to foreigners that were found to be spurious. Guevara noted that the fake birth certificates were apparently used by foreigners to masquerade as Filipino citizens to enable them to buy property and even run for public office. He added that recovering assets illegally obtained by foreigners in the country is especially difficult.
Dateline Malacañang.
Finally, for Dateline Malacañang, the Department of Transportation, or DOTR, has approved the fare hike for the Light Rail Transit Line 1, LRT1, which will be implemented starting April 2. In a statement, Light Rail Manila Corporation, LRMC President Enrico Benipayo announced the new fare scheme following the notice of approval issued by the DOTR last 14th of February. Based on the decision of the DOTR's Rail Regulatory Unit, or RRU, the LRT1 boarding fare has increased to 16 pesos and 25 centavos, with a distance fare of 1 peso and 47 centavos per kilometer. The minimum fare for a single journey ticket will soon become 20 pesos from 15 pesos. The fare from Dr. Santos Station to United Nations Station will cost 35 pesos from 30 pesos, and from Dr. Santos Station to Fernando Poe Jr. Station to 55 pesos from 45 pesos. Fare for passengers using stored value or beep cards will be slightly lower at 19 pesos, 34 pesos, and 52 pesos respectively. Benipayo noted that the fare increase is the second time the LRMC has been granted a fare adjustment in the past 10 years despite the opening of the LRT1 Cavite extension.
Dateline Malacañang.
And that is all for today's Dateline Malacañang for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Bea Gaza-de Guzman.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila. Dateline Malacañang.